Question for you, Glenn.
Yes.
Just a little question,
Yeah.
just before we start the podcast properly.
Yep.
If I ask you to name an album
Yep.
that was released in 1996, okay, and the title song of this album
Yep.
was a single as well, and it was sung by an artist who's more known for a very long number one that they had. It's got a number in it. Some of the other singles on the album, The Only Thing That Looks Good on Me Is You. Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman? Canadian, very pop-mark face.
Is it?
You can do this. 1996.
Oh wait, I know this. What was? Did he sing a song? You just said it. I think the Prince Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yes.
Was it Bryan Adams?
It is Bryan Adams.
Yes.
For the album, though. It's 18 Till I Die, Glenn.
18 Till I Die.
And this is episode 18.
That is absolutely bang on.
It bloody is. Episode 18 of the More Than Mostly Comedy podcast.
It is, yes.
If you've just listened to episode 17, beginning was quite similar to this, but it is 2 o'clock in the morning.
I thought that was a very good, slightly tenuous link to.
It was slightly tenuous.
To get to 18, and I'm very impressed because I had no idea where you were going with that.
Really?
And I didn't even know this was the 18th because I forget numbers.
Yeah.
I forget
You
them.
do forget numbers, don't
I
you?
do forget
what
numbers.
follows 7? No idea.
No
idea. You see it
idea.
in his eyes. He panics. What about 12? What follows that?
13. I know that one. 13.
Well done. You learned
13.
that one, didn't you? It's,
Yeah.
that class I did for you.
Yeah.
So let's say episode 18 of the More Than Mostly Comedy podcast. Tonight we have interviews with Jay Cowle and Arthur Smith.
We do.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
We'll start with Jay Cowle now. Lovely, lovely man. Second time he's played Mostly Comedy in Hitchin. He's played London for us as well.
He has, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, actually.
Yeah, he did. Maybe more than once.
Yeah. We did a gig with him, didn't we?
Yes.
In a pub.
In a pub in Piccadilly. And it was
Yes.
a new material night.
It was.
And he was hosting it. And we did some material about the Princess Diana Memorial Reptile House, which exists, if you're interested to know. It's in Shepworth Wildlife Park.
Yep.
And they have a memorial house for Princess Diana, presumably because they obviously opened this reptile house around the time of her sort of unfortunate demise, really. And what better way to show your tribute, to pay tribute to a deceased royal, than to open a reptile house?
Yeah.
Which was good. You did sort of beg the question, didn't it, whether they sort of had reptiles recreating.
Yeah, the sort of Elton John moment. Of,
one like sort of lizard with really flicky eyebrows at a piano.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Fayeds, you've got a sort of Harrods thing, but it's just a crocodile. And we're sort of, I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyway, go to Shepworth, go to the wildlife park and see the Princess Diana Memorial Reptile House. But before you do that, listen to an interview with Jay Cowle. Well, we're sat here with Jay Cowle.
We are.
And there's an element of risk right now because the show's still going on. Arthur Smith is on at this very moment. And if he comes off...
If he decides he's going to cut it short, we are in trouble.
Yeah, because they're just going to be left on their own.
Yeah.
It becomes an art piece.
Yeah.
It does. It becomes a little bit watching a screen and hoping that something's going to happen on that screen.
So I don't know what to do, but I guess we just have to blank that out.
Yes.
Not think about it.
Not think about it. And
but we've got the radio.
We've got a radio here in case something happens. Wait.
Power on. Run.
We're fine.
We're okay. But then even if they say that it's time, it's quite a way.
We've got to run. We've got to run quite fast.
Oh, Christ.
But how often in life do you get to anachorize something?
This is true.
So,
That's a good point.
We
aren't wearing the all-in-one.
I am under the clothing.
Are you wearing that?
Yeah.
And we need a sort of animated beginning with
We need a guy with a
hedgehog.
big boom mic as well. That's what we need.
You met him, didn't you?
I met the guy.
So we will
Dave.
actually interview him.
Yeah. Do you remember on Anachorus? Do you remember the guy with the big boom mic, Dave? He used to be in the background with the thing, and he used to be with his little pack, and it was always. She always used to go, Dave. She was kind of flirt with him.
He'd be the kind of guy now who has like 20,000 followers on Twitter.
Probably, yeah. He was a lovely guy.
That's the modern world. I love that.
He was really when I said to him, he was really chuffed that I remembered him from the Challenge Annika days.
But all I can seem to remember with Challenge Annika was always just making a playground in some sort of awful area. Say awful area, but an area that was struggling. And maybe I only just ever saw the same one.
I think you just saw that same episode.
Oh, really?
I think there was quite. I think they got a bit. They ran out of ideas.
Yeah.
It's only so many playgrounds you can add.
It's only so many things you can do in a day or whatever it is they had.
They should bring back Treasure Hunt as well.
They built a playground near me which has a huge paddle steamer.
Right.
And I had
Annika Rice or just
no. Recently, I had the quandary of going. I really want to sit on that.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how society would view a bearded man on his own sitting on. I mean, I think there's perfectly good reason for sitting on a paddle steamer.
Yeah,
that's what it's there for.
But because it was at night, so it wasn't like there was anyone there. So I thought I can get away with this.
Yeah.
But if anyone comes along, and they say, why are you on a paddle steamer?
Yeah.
And my answer is, because it's a paddle steamer.
Yeah.
I'd go to prison.
Do you think? Instant prison.
Instant.
You want to get yourself a kid, you'd be alright.
Yeah. So if I knew Annika Rice, or that bloke with the boom mic,
Dave,
20,000 followers, I would be fine.
Yeah. Just so you know, on your way back when you pass through Stevenage, Fairlands Valley Park, they have a paddle steamer there as well.
So really?
Yeah, if you want to stop off, and it'll be quite
working.
late, so it'll probably be the right time of night to do that.
Yeah, it's only a short walk from the station.
Yeah. Bit of a detour, but
anyway, we should actually ask you something maybe related in vaguely to comedy. Or do we even need to?
Do we need to? I don't know.
I hear and I read that you're sort of Mr. Podcast yourself at the moment because you have your is it the Holland and Cowle podcast?
Right.
Yeah. How did that come about, and what does it entail?
Do you know what we did? A series. That's what we call them. Nice. It's basically the amount of episodes we can do before one of us goes on holiday. That sort of thing.
Well, the internet runs out.
Yeah. The internet runs out, and then we go. That's a series. But we started it just doing like conversations.
Right.
And I was talking about like my gas bill quite a lot.
Right.
And then I realised that my stage stuff is all about like space and cats.
Yeah.
And I thought, even if people listen to this podcast, they're going to be really shocked when they come to the stand-up. And they're like, why is he not doing that great stuff about gas bills? So we just got rid of that, and we started doing it like D&D, basically, and we roll dice. And it's like, you're in a forest, there's a huge troll, and he's wearing a crown. How do you get the crown? Yeah. And then we just like muck around. And it's quite cool because... A lot, like we seem to have like a very core audience,
right?
Very, very core, very
in one house.
Yeah. But there's certain people that come up to me at gigs and go, and they're really odd, and they show me dice and things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's nice to know. Though. Yeah. It's nice to know that we don't even know.
We have no idea if anyone listens to ours. We're still struggling to see if there's any kind of rating. I don't think there's any kind of rating.
Sometimes I think it doesn't even record.
I mean, it's only happened a few times, but now I've started to worry that they're going to come to the show and go, he's not.
No dice.
It's not. It's not. There's not enough dragons. Seems to be like a bit observational. What's this rubbish?
There's some dragons. Just not enough.
Is this like a Dungeons and Dragons? Is there like have you got like an interest in that sort of?
Yeah, we're hoping.
Is it Warcraft or not Warcraft? Do I mean that?
No, Dungeons and Dragons is a thing.
Dungeons and Dragons is a thing.
Yeah. It almost sounded like you knew what you were talking about.
I did for a second, then I ruined it by saying, "Is it what's that thing with the
Warcraft
is something else, isn't it? Little models that you paint.
World of Warcraft is an online game.
That's the thing.
I'm
out of my depth here. Nothing.
But they all
come.
Dragons, they all come from D&D.
Yeah.
And I've just started playing D&D because Level of Geekery number 5 just came out, new edition, and it's super simple and it's really creative. Like in the past, it was all like grids, and you had to like be like you're 6 feet away. Now you're 4 feet away. Your sword swings a foot, and it's two.
It's a bit like Nightmare. The
end bit of Nightmare.
When we all wear helmets as well.
Helmets,
just so we don't have to look at each other when we're pretending to be elves. But
is it in any way? Because I completely just don't know. Is it in any way related to the cartoon Dungeons and Dragons that used to be on when we were all younger?
That's based on the archetypes of D&D. Like,
so there's a little bloke,
the cleric and the dwarf.
Yeah,
they're like the actual mythical dwarf.
I remember the program. That's what I was thinking of when you first mentioned it. But I can't think of any of the characters. I can just picture the sort of slightly kind of 80s.
I think there was a lady in red.
Yeah,
it seemed like sort of rogue.
That's Christopher.
No.
Sorry, I had to say that.
Yeah, so that's,
I was yawning open.
Well, he was hot. That's what I'm saying.
But what was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought now. I sort of picture it like sort of Mysterious Cities of Gold. That sort of.
It's that sort of era, isn't it? The program,
quality.
I actually played a game of D&D where someone played that music as our intro because you play music to each other and everything. Right. Started.
I have to look into this.
Yeah, we're hoping to do like a proper D&D podcast.
Right. Okay.
And but it's just finding like comedians who are willing to go down that path.
Well, we definitely would not be.
We know nothing.
We get you guys here just playing like dwarfs who die really quickly if you want. You could just get in there, do something,
then just stay for a cup of tea afterwards.
Yeah. We don't have to die if we don't want to.
You don't actually have to die.
No.
It's not snuffed.
No. That's only. Smaller groups.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, they're quite different things doing the podcast and doing the live stuff. What do you enjoy the most, or are they just very different things for you?
Stand up, definitely.
Right.
Because you get those thoughts out of your head and into a microphone.
Yeah.
And that's really nice.
Yeah.
Like they're different things though. Like obviously D&D is like. Holland, who I do the podcast with, who I play D&D with, is an improv guy.
Right.
So it's for me like D&D is more improv. Like we don't really take it seriously at all. Well, some people do, which is fine. Don't want to get nerd rage.
Yeah.
we're on a podcast. It's their domain. Respect, guys. But mainly stand up, and you get to go amazing places with stand up.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a sort of standard question, but how did it start for you? What was your way into stand up? Did you always wanted to do it, or?
I was in a long relationship that ended.
Right.
How standard is this story?
Yeah.
But then I did a course, terrifying. But the interesting about the course was on the first day they said to the room, put your hands up if you want to be a stand-up. And I was the only person who didn't put their hand up.
Right.
And I think I'm the only person still going.
Oh, really?
But, I wasn't mad enough to say I want to do it without trying it.
Yeah.
But I'm still here, so now maybe they were.
Yeah. Was that Muse?
No, I did the cheapest one I could find. City lit one.
In a bin somewhere.
Yeah, no, but it was literally like I've never done any performance.
Yeah,
and
right.
when I was a kid, I was I was put into a scout play,
right.
And we were going to do a Monty Python sketch. And I really didn't believe in the way we were doing the Monty Python sketch.
Right.
So I chickened out.
All right.
So I was like, I can't just go and do stand-up. I need to just go and be in a room of people and try it out, saying stuff. And it wasn't incredibly useful, but it's better than, it gave you an idea. Because all I'd done growing up was watch Eddie Izzard.
Right.
And just thought, well, that's stand-up.
Yeah.
And Monty Python and things like that. And it's taken me a few years of doing stand-up to sort of go, oh, you have to work to that. You have to kind of have observations and jugs. Yeah. I mean, Eddie Izzard says jugs, but you can't just talk about cats.
You have to sort of find your own way of doing it, I suppose, don't you? Because you probably initially hear that Eddie Izzard sort of thing.
But also, I mean, he's at such a high level. When all his really great stuff is just outstanding. So that's the thing. You see people. It's like when the first time I saw Phil Kay. Yeah. I love Phil Kay, and it just blew my mind because when he's on form, he's just fucking outstanding. And you watch that and you think, I could never do that. Yeah. And I know the thing is that then ultimately you find your own voice and you find your own way. But it is. But
that's what's cool. Like there are certain people that I've met who are very famous now and they're doing really well. And it's interesting talking to them because they say to me, like, one of the things that they sort of envy is that some people, I think, they just naturally have a voice in stand-up and they go far quite quickly because they win competitions. But actually, in a way, you kind of cut off experimental time, which is amazing. And whenever, like, I talk to open mic acts, go, oh, I want a bit of advice. I mean, idiots. But I just sort of go, like, just do those wild things that that you're not even sure they make sense. Like I've got like a joke I did tonight where, like I sort of say, like beards used to be for people who like ale and orcs. Right. Now they're for people who like ale and orcs. What the hell's going on? And on paper, you sort of think, I'm not sure that's going to work. But it does work, and that's what really excites me about stand-up is trying sentences that you sort of think, I'm not sure this is going to work. But now that works, I can use that as a rhythm for other things. Just repeat it.
And it's very satisfying, isn't it, when you find the things that do. I mean, we find like, particularly when we're running this club, because you've got to set it all up and you've got to pack it all down, and also because like Glyn's had a child fairly recently.
Sounds like it's made of cardboard.
It is. We just
play it.
Corrugated comedy. Mostly corrugated would have been a better thing to say. But so you sort of spend less and less time sometimes writing, but there are certain things that we do that we feel is sort of like the stable material that works, and it's nice when you have something you can sort of sit back on a bit and go, well, this is what. But then sometimes, like conversely, tonight we did the beard ball, which is one of those bits of material, and it was sort of quite hard work. Would you say it was hard work?
I'd say, it was to a point, but I think we always have that. Yeah, but I think we always do that thing where we go on first and the audience have no idea what to expect. Yeah. There's an element of they have to warm into what you're doing, and also they were expecting to see Arthur Smith. So I think we're like, where's Arthur Smith?
But
this is not Arthur Smith.
Whole new thing you have to learn. Like I've just started opening at proper clubs. No disrespect to the other ones, but
what are you saying?
No. I mean, like yourselves, like great club, and rather than 10 people in a pub or whatever, I'm just starting to do these sort of extended sets. And the first time I did one, I just came out and I found like some random things on the floor, and there was like a flashing light I found outside, like a little LED, and I gave it to someone. I talked to them, and I just completely baffled the audience. Yeah. And I got them back. It was fine, but I realised afterwards I was like. And someone said to me, I got asked some advice from the headline, and he was like, "Oh, you've got to remember, you're opening now. Your responsibility is to ease them in, and you almost have to do your set a little bit differently." So it's like that's part of the stepping up game. Is like
it's changing, it's varying it for the night, isn't it? We have to. I find our night's kind of the hardest time we give ourselves because when we go somewhere else and do it, you've got no pressure because you just go on and you're the act, you're going to do a little bit and then go again. So you can just kind of do the stuff we do that's isolated and sort of self-contained. But when you've got to sort of host it and keep it going as well, it can give yourself a harder job, particularly with the stuff we do, I think. The material
and you sort of become the filler. I mean, it used to be the case when we had like chairs and tables and stuff and we'd been in a different venue that people would go for a drink. So they tend to go for the drink when you come on. Yeah. So, it is different. Maybe that's just us.
Yeah, I think
courage, dehydration, and need to leave.
I think we do.
We probably should end.
We should stop.
There were more things I wanted to ask you, but I'm just afraid that Arthur Smith's going to come off the stage.
Yes.
But thank you for talking to us, Jay.
Thanks very much.
Thank
guys.
you.
Cheers.
So that was Jay Cowle.
Yeah, was.
Yeah.
And us as well. We were there as well, Glyn.
We were there, that's right. All right, it's very good. And don't forget, you can listen to his podcast, the Holland and Cowle podcast, which you can download from iTunes, I believe.
I'm going to say it's free. Don't know for sure.
Not sure,
If it's not, I'm sure it's a very reasonable price. And there's nothing wrong with charging for it.
No, not at all.
But I would like to point out at this point, well, one, that Glyn has a squeaky chair. Two, that this podcast is free.
Yes.
And you can probably tell by the standard. Next up, we have an interview with Arthur Smith. Again, another one of these acts. It's great to have here. Just one of the sort of really familiar faces. We were saying earlier on before we started recording this how he's one of those people that you almost don't know why you know him because he's done so many things.
Yeah, well, I mean, you say familiar face. He's a familiar face to, I would have thought, most people.
Yeah.
Not, sadly, to the girl who worked on the bar here tonight who met him when he first came in. I think her words were, sorry, we're sold out. I don't think you'll get in.
Bear in mind, 102 people bought tickets tonight
Yes.
to see specifically him, basically.
But
our staff
yeah.
even though they've been surrounded by posters with his face on for quite some time.
Yes.
They didn't recognise someone who's been on the telly for fucking years.
He took it well. He did. And yes, and I'm sure she'll go home and Google and be very embarrassed.
Yeah.
So.
And then she might, as a result of Googling, find a podcast.
Yeah.
This podcast, and find out we talked about it.
Possibly, yeah.
You know, maybe she'll learn a lesson.
Yeah.
It's a bit negative, sorry. Here we have the interview with Arthur Smith. Make yourself comfortable and open your ears.
Yeah, listen out for my slight sort of highlight. I did feel like I had to go a little bit Cockney.
Yeah.
Just to sort of match.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because you are generally sort of RP speaking.
I'm very well spoken, yeah.
And I'm a Geordie.
Yeah,
so
you hide it well.
I do. It's a filter. It's a filter I put on afterwards when I mix it down. But also, I've got little things in your ears that just change it. It's called the Babel fish. I think it's the thing from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where the idea was you put it in your ear, you can understand any language of any alien.
Is that what I'm wearing now?
That's what you're wearing now. It's a bit like the TARDIS as well. It translates everything.
I did not realise that.
Yeah. So actually, I'm a very strong Geordie. Okay. By which I mean my accent.
Not your physique.
Not my physique. That's quite weak. Anyway, Arthur Smith. Well, we're sat here with Arthur Smith.
We are.
Very
Hello.
exciting.
Good evening to you boys.
Good evening. Thank you for coming.
I'll make an attempt to remember your names at some point.
To be honest, we barely remember between us.
I
Glyn.
know the feeling.
Glyn's
yes,
here.
Glyn. I've met a Glyn and a Glenn and a Glon.
Yeah.
And hang on, and you're Mike.
David.
David, Mike. Come on.
Similar sounding.
David.
That'll do, wouldn't it? This is you played Hitchin before, haven't you? Did you do a gig
Apparently,
recently?
yes.
Yeah, we were saying.
No,
when
I
you got
did
here,
dimly
but-
remember that I'd played Hitchin. I can't. It wasn't in this theatre.
No.
It was in.
Wasn't it the Stand Up for Labour thing? Was it?
Oh yes, that was it.
Yeah.
Yes. You reminded me before, Glyn. I remember. I did. I occasionally do gigs for the Labour Party.
Yeah.
And it was some. I don't know where it was.
Westmill Community Centre.
I sort of think it was somewhere like. Actually, it might have been like round the back of some garages. Does that sound familiar?
Mostly, that's where I am.
Round the back of garages, yeah.
Yeah. Often it's the most interesting places around the back of a garage.
yeah.
People, you never see them in guidebooks or anything. But
Do you think more so than inside a garage? Do you think? Or is it more
yeah,
interesting?
no. Mind you go to Spain. The people always have a garage on the bottom floor, and that's kind of where the bloke goes and
Okay.
sort of smokes in his
right.
armchair, and
sounds like
they sort of use it as a living space in
really?
Spain. I've noticed.
That sounds quite good in a way, having your own.
The Spanish are pretty classy. I had a Spanish girlfriend once.
Right.
And she said, and we agreed to meet for dinner. And I said, "Well, what time do you want to meet?" She said, "Midnight," because that's what the Spanish are like. They go to bed ridiculously late.
But don't they have a siesta? So
They
they have
do.
that gap in the middle of the day where they can have a little relax.
Yeah.
and
Well,
I
to
suppose-
me, that's quite a classy way of carrying on.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, like the brutality of 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And I understand how this came about. That the standard office hours are 9 to 5. is that the times of working were set on the very first day in the office ever by the people who had turned up early.
Right.
And that's what they do. They turn up early. So they said, well, right, what else should we do? And then, whereas the people who would have said, bollocks, I want to start at 2:00, weren't in for that meeting. So the bloody early birds, the fascists, have, taken over the world.
Have you ever done a 9 to 5 job? What was your sort of starting point?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I did... when I was a student, I studied literature at university, spent a year in Paris, and then I was in a band, although we weren't making any money out of it, and all the time I was in a sort of review company. There wasn't really stand-up as such then, or there was, but it was, Bernard Manning and the glittery jackets sort of thing. There wasn't, at the Edinburgh Festival then, at the Fringe, there was no stand-up. It was all just reviews, as they were called, like sketch shows.
So like the Beyond the Fringe sort of thing.
Yeah, and I was part of the university. I was at Norwich, UEA, University of East Anglia. We were in the review anyway, and we did that every year and slowly got a bigger crowd. But I was still amateur, effectively. So I had various jobs. I was a road sweeper. I was briefly in a call centre for about 2 days till I was fired. And then I taught English to foreign students for a bit.
Okay.
And then eventually, in my kind of late 20s, I went professional, because by then the whole stand-up thing had started as well. The Comedy Store opened in 1979, and I started doing stand-up, and, there was a sort of appetite for it then.
Yeah.
So, I can't remember what the question was.
Neither can I.
You worked.
Oh, it's about 9 to 5 job.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the one.
Yeah.
So I did. Well, in fact, it was earlier than that. Working on the council, road sweeping, you had to start at 8, but then I also got the job cleaning the council toilets before starting work on the road. So I used to get in at 7 a.m.
Right.
And every morning, every time I've ever had a job that involved starting early, I've always thought, I wish I had a job that meant I didn't ever have to start. And, that's why I became a comedian, partly. Comedians, obviously,
Yeah, night owl.
Joe Brand used to call Countdown breakfast television.
What sort of stuff did you do in your band? What sort of thing was it?
I was the singer.
Okay.
We did... we did covers of people like Ian Dury, Elvis Costello.
Right.
But we had a faintly comic element. We did Puppet on a String by Sandy Shaw.
Shoeless or...
I used to take my shoes off for that one, and we used to start with, and they'd all go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wonder if I do that.
So how did you feel when, I presume you sort of know Phil Jupiters, but when he started fronting the Blockheads?
He was better. Yeah, I think he was better at doing it during than me. I've turned into being more of a Leonard Cohen kind of a impersonator.
Yeah, of course,
how did that come about? Because I see that's obviously what...
Well, it became about as a joke initially, because I did a show in the early 90s called which I'd picked the title. At the time, I had a play on in the West End. I didn't really need the money. I was swanking around like, cock of the walk. And so I thought I'd just do a really experimental show, and I picked a title just because it seemed to promise like the grimmest evening to entertainment imaginable, Arthur Smith's Andy Williams, and I put it in the Latin American section of the Fringe programme, Latin American music, and it was me and Tony Hawkson tonight, and when it came to it, I was just going to sing badly Andy Williams songs, who was a sort of crooner at the time.
Yeah.
And but then I thought, this is too boring, it's really unfair. And also I was only charging 50p to get in.
Okay.
And people were offered their money back plus £1 when they arrived.
That
was like the opening routine.
Right.
So they couldn't really complain.
No.
And then but anyway, in the end I learned a few Andy Williams songs. I can't just do this. But at the time I was very interested in this figure from Dadaism, who's a sort of bizarre footnote in the history of Dadaism and Surrealism. And in the end, I ended up doing a lecture about him, punctuated by Andy Williams songs.
Okay. It's a perfect combination.
Yeah. So I can't quite remember why I answered that question. What was the question?
Heading to how the Leonard Cohen thing.
Oh, yeah. So having done Arthur Smith's Andy Williams, I thought it'd be, I'll do another Arthur Smith Sings.
Yeah.
And what sounds really even worse than that was meant to be a comedy night, Arthur sings Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
But then I do actually like Leonard Cohen, and then I found I kind of could sing, because he's not much of a singer anyway, so I sort of could do quite a passing stab at him. So then I wrote some stand-up around it, and then the rest is forgotten.
Yeah. So you didn't really even enter it as a massive Leonard Cohen fan then? I mean, you were a fan.
Not really. I was a fan, but it wasn't like... I mean, I was never planning to be a tribute act. You know?
No, okay.
I mean, that's to say, I always think, do you know there are 2 Wurzels tribute acts?
Really?
We're 2.
Is it necessary?
There are 2.
Yeah.
So no, they can't be double booked.
No.
You can't,
there's a lot of demand for it.
Well, I don't know. You could have a whole Wurzels festival where you had the 2 tribute acts and then the real Wurzels.
Yeah.
That's for the real Wurzels obsessive.
Yeah.
Well, presumably there must be. I mean, if you've got a tribute act,
it must be. It must be popular. I mean, it's sort of a weird thing because we're both actors as well, and I played Buddy Holly in a show.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, for quite.
Did you play the guitar as well?
Yeah, yeah. And I was always a big Buddy Holly fan.
Oh, come on! Well, come on! Let's hear "Every Day." Go on.
Go.
Every day it's a getting closer, going faster, and so on.
You are good.
Doing the old tapping thing.
Damn. Well, I suppose you were professionally doing it, so you should be good.
Well, yeah, but the strange thing was,
20. What was he? 23.
22 when he died.
And you were still too
all
old
those
to play
songs.
him,
Amazing.
I know, it's crazy. You think in like about a year and a half, 2 years, his career spanned.
Yeah.
And how it sort of grew. You know, it's crazy. Really,
Extraordinary.
Really, really.
So many really fucking good songs.
I think. I mean, well, the Beatles would never have been if it wasn't for Buddy.
No,
because he
I
was
think you're right.
Already sort of pushing.
22.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Imagine
People
what
used to
I
say-
number I was 22.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? But people used to say to you after the show that you were too you're way too
You'd
young.
arrive at the
You're
theatre and they go,
you're way too young.
Too
to play.
young.
But he'd become sort of faulty in people's heads as they grew older.
I think because they see so many tribute acts, and tribute acts are probably a little bit older than.
Well, do you know, I saw the first. I think they were the first ever tribute act in England.
Right.
It was 25 years, and it was an ABBA tribute act called Bjorn Again.
Oh yeah, they're a big one.
And there'd never been a tribute, and it was an Australian idea, or I don't know, possibly American, but they were from Australia. Yeah. And I remember going to interview them. Being a bit disappointed that they couldn't be very good at being them off stage. I was expecting sort of witty banter in Swedish accents, but
they're all Australian.
Yeah.
That's a bit like I read about the bootleg Beatles because they were pretty early on in the.
Oh, I did a gig with them. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Actually, they predated. They were the only one. I think.
I think they did a show. And it came from that. But I know they toured Russia because Russia obviously never got that. They were all very into it, but it was all very sort of underhand because obviously most of it was illegal essentially to have. But they toured Russia and basically were the Beatles in Russia and got like Beatlemania.
As big as the Beatles.
Yeah, but I mean, the point I was going to say is that I used to be in a band as well. I used to do that stuff, and then you work that way, and you end up getting a job doing that. And there was a point when we were going to some theatre somewhere, and I saw some poster for some tribute act, and I thought, God, I'd never want to be in a tribute act. I'm in a tribute. You know,
well, it was a play. You had to do acting as well.
You were sort of in denial. So it was like, no, this isn't a.
But as I was saying, I'd never want to be in a tribute act, and just realised.
But you know, there was. I mean, there probably still is. There was a Peter Kay tribute act.
Really? Oh, you know, I saw about that. Yeah.
Because I remember I was in a hotel somewhere up north, and I saw dinner. I was in the hotel saying dinner, 25 quid and Peter Kay. Oh, that doesn't sound very likely. And then underneath, whatever is
disclaimer, not the real Peter Kay.
Yeah, not. And the guy, I'm having a slight idea what Peter Kay's like. I'm guessing he didn't do it without Peter Kay's permission and without paying him because he just does. Yeah. He did. I don't know if he's still doing it. A Peter Kay, he just did Peter Kay's material, a bit like Peter Kay, presumably.
What a strange.
It's just bizarre.
Yeah.
Isn't it, really?
Well,
I suppose.
People always do like Tommy Cooper and.
Yeah, I suppose it's different when they're not alive anymore because you kind of go, well, I can't see that. But when you can go and see Peter Kay or watch someone do his routine, it's a bit of a strange.
Yeah. Well, it'd be cheaper.
It's cheaper, I suppose.
And you haven't got to go to Bolton Town Hall.
No, true.
So do you get a lot of Leonard Cohen fans come to see the show? What do you think this is?
I think, I don't know, because I think mainly they come, well, I don't know, I've never done a focus group. But I think, definitely some people who come are Leonard Cohen. But there's a fair few definitely who come because it's me. And because I've often had things saying, I never really was much of a Leonard Cohen fan. But since seeing your show, I've gone and bought his albums. And,
I think it was the opposite for me with the Buddy Holly show. Used to like him.
Until I saw you.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing I wanted to ask you. I've read a number of Tony Hawk's books, and obviously I know about the fact. I know you bet him to get him to play tennis with the Moldovan.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Was the island with the fridge one?
No, that was I think it was Jim Sweeney, who used to be in the Comedy Store Players, an improviser of some note.
Yeah.
Who now can't. He's got MS and he's sort of confined to home.
Okay.
But in the end, it might as well be me. Yeah, it was me.
Fair enough.
Is it sort of off the back of your one that you did with him? And that
no, because the fridge was first.
Oh, was the fridge first?
The fridge was the first.
That was first.
Yeah, I do remember because that was not long after I'd done this Andy Williams show and Tony was my pianist. And I remember him saying to me, I've got this idea about going to do something stupid. And I really encouraged him because I thought, Tony's actually rather straight in a way.
Yeah.
And I said, go on, go a bit mad, Tony. That sounds like a brilliant idea. And then next thing, he made a lot of money out of that, I think.
Yeah. But and a couple of films, wasn't it? A couple of films as well, wasn't there? A film of them?
Yeah, he made a film of each of them.
Yeah. But did you feel sort of guilty that your side of the was your side of the bargain easier? I mean, surely on paper.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Moldova thing, mean, it genuinely happened. It was a genuine. We were sitting watching the England v Moldova, and we were winning. So it shows how long ago it was. And Gaza was playing. I remember.
Oh, really?
And so we were sort of languishing through second half, and I said, because Tony is an obsessive tennis player,
right?
And I said, well, you're good at tennis, but you wouldn't beat any of these guys. I mean, they're younger than you. They're professional athletes. He said, but they're not... Anyway, this led to the argument. And sure enough, he did go off to Moldova and I think Israel and Ireland playing them all. Yeah. And then revealed to me, it was easy for me. I mean...
Really?
Because, I had to take my clothes off and sing the Moldova national anthem outside Boots in Balham.
Right.
That's quite easy.
Is there a video of that? Does anyone film that?
Tony has a video.
Oh, is he?
I noticed he
but
doesn't.
Not public.
No, because I'd never seen it. I actually saw it about 3 years after. So whenever you have a look, then I don't know why he doesn't just put because he filmed the whole bloody thing. I don't know why he doesn't put it out.
You probably find it like special interest. You go into like an adult.
Yeah, I mean, if you do ever happen to see this bit of footage, I would like to point out that it was March and it was quite cold. All right. That's my story.
That's fair enough. Also, what was I going to say? I was going to ask you about Grumpy Old Men as well.
Oh, yeah.
How did that come about? Was it a thing that...
Well, I was, I get, at the time, not so much now, but I used to get asked a lot, do you want to be on such and such a TV show? Often quite obscure things, being a talking head type of thing. And, Grumpy Old Men and in fact, I think I initially said, no, I don't sell it. I thought it was going to be some obscure programme, just a load of old blokes groaning, which of course it was, but then it ended up getting pushed quite a lot. And so I'm glad I did do it. But I mean, it wasn't, it's funny, you never know the thing, for which you're known in a way. I mean, think of King Alfred. Yeah. He actually did rather a lot, King Alfred. But what do we remember about him? Some business about burning the cakes. As he was burning those cakes, he didn't think, I'm sure...
This is the thing.
In, 1,000 years' time, people will remember me burning these cakes.
I like to think our thing we'll remember for is still to come. Do you think it's still to come?
I hope so. I really hope so, because I can't think of anything so far.
Yeah, but exactly. But you don't know. That's the thing. Right. Like Grumpy Old Men, I thought, I didn't even know it was a series. I banged on for an hour one afternoon outside a pub. And then the next time, and then it was being plugged, and it was on BBC Two at a sort of prime time. And obviously they'd they'd seen it and thought, right, we'll push this. So it was not anything I considered. I mean, I've done things that take a huge amount of effort and imagination. I was really proud of. No one's ever heard of. You don't know. You don't know. You can't ever predict.
No. I think the one for me was I was once standing on Stevenage High Street waiting for a bus, and the Google Street View camera went past.
Oh, were you on Google Street View?
Have you looked it up?
I haven't seen it yet.
You've got to look it up.
But it's like I'm now immortalised.
You say this, we've not checked this.
No, this is true.
You've got to find out. Have you got to be one of those weird blurry faces?
I've got that anyway. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up when we do the linking bits.
Please, to those of you listening, I'm fully expecting it all fully to be revealed that he is or isn't.
I really hope you are.
You've just been assuming you are without checking it.
Yeah, sorry, and that was my best story.
That's good.
My best.
It's not even a great one.
Your claim to fame.
It could be great.
Might be on the street and hitching on Google Maps.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to do better than that.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to work something out. Yeah. We probably should end there.
Yes, because I'm on stage now.
But thank you very much, Arthur. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you.
So that was Arthur Smith.
Yes.
And he was really lovely, wasn't he?
He was absolutely lovely. Did you hear my little Cockney moment? in the.
I didn't notice it actually.
Did you not?
Because I'm going to break reality. We didn't listen to it then, Glyn.
You are right. We didn't actually listen to it, but I'm sure it's there. I'm pretty certain I did do it. So
there's a thing when you teach kids and you teach them improvisation, and they always say when you do it, don't block something someone says. And I just did that with you, basically.
You did.
You said, "Did you hear it?" And I said, "No." And I could have just said yes.
You ruined it. You ruined it because I was just hoping for a yes.
I know, and then we wouldn't have had to dissect it like we are now. One sort of small downside about doing Mostly Comedy tonight is we missed. Was tonight the live episode of EastEnders?
We missed Who Killed Lucy Beale. Oh. And funny enough, I was just looking on Twitter to see if I could find the answer to that, and I haven't yet, but I'm sure I will. But I won't reveal it in case someone, for some reason, however many weeks after we put this podcast up,
it will be a few weeks,
may not actually have seen it and maybe doesn't want to know. So I won't reveal, even if I do find it.
Is it still the same Lucy Beale actress, or they've changed it a few times?
It's changed a few times. Yeah, it's the same one that was last year when she died.
Okay.
Well, in fact, there isn't one.
She died that long ago, and they still haven't resolved it.
Yeah. It's taken a year.
Probably links to the story is worth saying. I'm doing. Glyn knows this, so it's not like I'm dropping a bombshell. But I'm working up a solo show.
What?
Fuck.
You should have told me that.
I'm sorry. You can do the lights and sound.
Thanks so much. Yeah, that's what I live for.
Don't speak though.
That.
Don't ever. You're not going to speak, are you? You like doing lights and sound, don't you?
I love doing lights and sound. It's my favourite thing in the world.
Yeah. Just a little bit of truth there.
Yeah.
Glyn doesn't like it.
Absolutely.
Went to the venue. We're doing the sort of previews the other day to check, because I'm using the projector and stuff briefly, like me and Glyn do. Basically, I'm just taking our act, and I'm just going to try and get famous off the back of it, and then Glyn can do the lights and sound for it in the future. It all sounds very bitter now, so I'm not going to continue that.
Although, can I just say that I haven't found out who killed Lucy Beale, but I have found out that Gillian Tailforth, a.k.a. Kathy Beale, is returning to EastEnders. Can I just show you that picture?
Hell.
It's not good for people who are listening to us, but look, she's returning to EastEnders. It
says "A living legend returns!" at BBC EastEnders, and there's a picture of, as you said, Gillian Tailforth, formerly and soon to be currently. Whatever the character's name. Kathy Beale.
Brilliant.
But that's sort of stolen the thunder of my story now.
Sorry,
really.
I've cut into your story. I was just busy looking on Twitter. I was listening to you, though.
Thanks. I could tell you were. But yeah, we went to the venue. I went to the venue the other day where we were doing the show, just to check the sort of technical thing, check the setup with the projector, and I was waiting. And the girl who runs the venue said, "Oh yeah, there'll be a guy there, James, is a teacher. He'll let you in, show you what to do." And I was waiting for this class to end, and then Glyn looks very tired at the moment, by the way. But
I'm listening now. I'm still listening. I'm holding up. Just about.
Yeah, but it turned out, and the guy suddenly walked out, and it was Martin from EastEnders. So I wasn't anticipating when there was a turnaround and reveal. This James
was there meeting, a dum thing?
There was a dum 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 dum. Glyn didn't quite know the rhythm then, but he sort of rided it out. But yeah, so there I was fiddling with VGA and HDMI connections with Martin from EastEnders. Wasn't anticipating that. It's not really a Parkinson anecdote.
It's not. It's very good. But I have to say that you are now outdated because, of course, Martin from EastEnders is no longer that person. It's now a different actor.
So it's a shit story, isn't it, really?
Story.
Formerly Martin.
It would have been a good story about 2 weeks ago.
Really?
When we didn't know the new Martin from EastEnders. But now I know there's a different one. It's not a good story.
I'm sorry, I'll rescind my story.
I think you should. That's a good word.
Thank you.
Is that a word?
I think so, and I think it's the right word. I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to ride this out now, but I've got a little bit of crisp stuck in my throat. You don't get that on BBC Radio 2
no.
or 4 or
1.
Or is there a 3?
There might be a 3. There's a 1 extra.
There's a 5 live, isn't there?
There's a 5 live.
Are there any more? Oh, there's
4 extra.
4 extra. There's what's that one?
Asian Network.
The one they nearly the one they nearly closed down, for goodness' sake.
6 Music.
Thank you. Yeah. What we're doing now is we're just listing the names of radio stations under
BBC radio stations. Yes.
And that's not necessary.
No.
Although it's probably worth noting at this point, we will never work on any of those stations.
Oh, yes.
Partly because I get a crisp stuck in my throat and then cough.
When you cough, that doesn't really help, does it?
No, I won't send this as my sort of audio showreel.
No.
But anyway, thank you for listening to the podcast. Sorry that I told you a shit story about the former Martin from EastEnders, but at least if you didn't know before, you do know that Gillian Tailforth is coming back.
Exactly, that's the main thing, and I still don't know who killed Lucy Beale.
I have no idea.
Lucy Beale.
I've I've not watched it for quite some time. But I would have liked to see the live one, just 'cause it's interesting. But anyway, as I say, thank you for listening to it. Thank you also to Arthur Smith and Jay Cowle for giving us their time.
Yes.
Listen to the other episodes of the podcast available online. We say this every time, but there's lots of them. We've got another bit of Chris. We're going to have to take over, Glyn.
There's lots of podcasts you can listen to. I will list a few. We have a podcast with Sean Hughes. In fact, do you know what's funny is that I mentioned, I just say this now, that David, we did this on stage earlier tonight, where we list some of the acts, and even on stage, like I do on the podcast, I always list Sean Hughes.
I know, and I noticed it because we discussed this in the previous podcast.
Yeah, and I looked at you, and I was hoping you didn't look back. I looked at you in a moment of recognition, but I didn't get.
Did you not get it back from me? I was dead behind the eyes.
You were too busy listing off other acts.
Yeah, the ones that I remember.
I was too busy being excited about having said Sean Hughes again.
Just disregarding the fact there's 100 people watching a show who just don't expect a little in joke.
Yeah, but, it was. Yeah, exactly. I don't care about the audience at that point. I do care about the audience normally. Yeah. At that point, I was just thinking about
just about me, and I didn't even give you back the response you wanted.
Nothing.
Do you remember any of the other acts that were on Mostly Comedy? Or
no,
is it all just a drug haze?
It's just all about lots of. The only night I never took drugs was Sean Hughes. That's the only reason I know that one. So lots of different acts, including Sean Hughes.
Sean Hughes twice as well.
Twice, yeah, that's true. That's why I remember him. Norman Lovett's one.
No, you say Norman Lovett. Norman Lovett is at next month's Mostly Comedy.
True.
Which is March the 19th. If you listen to this in the right period of time, and hopefully we'll have another interview with him. That'll be our third one. And Norman's very easy to talk to and tells lots of great stories, so that'd be good. Keep supporting the podcast. Another bit, Chris.
Lots of crisps.
It was only one crisp, but it's just backfiring, really. Yeah. I just shouldn't have eaten it. It's been in my bag all day, just one crisp. Listen to the podcast. Come to Mostly Comedy. We'll be here next month and every other month for ad infinitum, I think is the Latin for quite some time. I'm talking a lot of...
We should end now, shouldn't we?
And it's worth pointing out at this stage, Glyn, 2:22, that's the time right now.
2:22, definitely time to end.
Good time to stop. Thank you for listening.
Thanks.
And we'll see you, /hear you, /have you hearing us again soon.
Yes.
Bye now.
Bye.